I'd like to call to order after that the regular board meeting of the Vallecitos Water District is June 18th, 2025 at 5:01. And before we begin, I would like to announce that members of the public may watch the meeting live via computer or smart device by going to the district's website and clicking the watch live icon. And then I've asked one of our scholarship recipients, Kai Leffler, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Kai. Directors, please indicate your attendance. We are all present, 5 for 5. Thank you. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
No, sir.
No additions. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda of the regular board meeting for June 18th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
First and a second, please vote. Motion to adopt passes 5-0. Thank you so much. Do we have any public speakers?
No, sir.
No public speakers. So this is where we go into presentations right away. Public Information Conservation Supervisor Robbins, please present this item.
Yeah, this is a very exciting day when we finally get our award scholarship recipients here. And this is one of the more fun board meetings, in my opinion. But I'm going to hand it over to Chris, not to take all his thunder away about this one. So.
Thanks, General Manager. So Jacob Sheba from Palomar College wanted to be here to provide a little statement. He unfortunately has a really sick family at home, didn't want to come here and bring any cooties to the office here. So I'm going to walk over to the other microphone and pretend I'm Jacob Sheba, because he told me what to read.
Oh, good. All right.
If you're going to walk to the other microphone, you know that he was a guest on American Ninja Warrior. So I would have expected you to do like backflips or
Was he really?
parkour.
I
He was.
did not
yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
fight.
Jacob's about half my age, about half my weight. American Ninja Warrior, I'm more like American Manja Warrior. So I just can't compete. So I'm going to read this as Jacob would wish to share with you. I want to sincerely thank the Board of Directors and employees at Vallecitos for their continued partnership with Palomar College. This scholarship program highlights Vallecitos' commitment to the community they serve and the future water workforce. Ensuring that we are recruiting and training the next generation of water workers is essential for the health and safety of our communities. To this year's recipients, congratulations on receiving this scholarship, and equally important, the recognition from Vallecitos. You are an investment in the future of the water industry, and all have bright futures in front of you. From Jacob Sheba.
Can I add something, Mr. President?
Sure.
If he is available on another board meeting, I think we should invite him here, because certainly like to meet him, and congratulations in person.
That sounds like a great idea. Well, we'll make sure I invite Jacob to another event.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I had a whole lineup set up. Lindsay, Pratel, our intern, is stuck in traffic. She's coming up to 15. She will be here, but she's not going to be able to be here in the sequence that I had planned for my starting lineup here. So we're just gonna, Lindsay was gonna lead it off for us, mostly because she's familiar. You've talked to her at a board meeting before, and I wanted to make sure somebody that was the first person in the lineup would be somebody that was used to talking to the board of directors, but she's just stuck in traffic, and she'll be here probably, she was saying 10 minutes ago that it was still probably 45 minutes away. So yeah, it's nasty out there. Council Gilpin was here early, and he had mentioned that it was bad traffic out there. So it just is what it is. But I'm having a little fun. Board President PENNOCK is a big Padres fan, so Second in the lineup for tonight. Lindsay was our leadoff batter, but second in the lineup is the contact hitter. Making contacts at the Boys and Girls Club's Career Connections, the mock interview event from Mission Hills High School, Angel Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
So now, Angel, you have to lead off and go over to the mic and say a few words.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I would just like to thank Chris for this opportunity for giving me the scholarship and Vallecitos Water District for approving the scholarship for me. And that's about it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Questions?
Yeah, now we have some questions for you, though. Is that all right?
Yeah.
You ready?
They'll be easy, don't worry.
Go ahead, we'll start with that.
So what are your plans?
Plans, so going to Palomar College for 2 years and going into the program, welding technology, and starting my career as a welder.
Very good. That's my alma mater, Palomar. So congratulations. I know you'll do great.
Thank you.
Let's go, Tiffany.
We'll go over, far side over there.
Congratulations. We're really thrilled for you, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to say congratulations also and good luck in whatever you end up doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Angel, your dedication and appreciation for your family really shone through in your essay. We enjoy learning about your passion for working outside and fixing things with your hands and how that passion was cultivated by the years spent with your father on his landscape maintenance jobs. I can see how that instilled the values of hard work and determination into you from a young age. I know that you're set on welding, but it's our hope that this scholarship will encourage you to consider a career in the water industry. Either way, Vallecitos is proud to support you in your educational journey, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then before you sit down, Angel, congratulations. And yeah, there was quite a few. How many applicants, if you don't mind me?
24.
So there's quite a few applicants, and you shined above the rest, so thank you. There's a lot of metal in water too, so we might need some welders and metal as well, so stick around there. I just had a question. These scholarships are what, $2,000?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to hand him a check for $2,000.
So what are you going to do with that? I'm just wanting to, because what I'm going to ask two questions. One, what are you going to do with the money? Where's it going to go? And two, we want you to come back and tell us how it went.
So I probably go through my welding equipment, getting the mask, the jacket, make machine where I can use it on my free time to practice, and just go through school at Palomar.
Awesome. No, I love about your equipment and stuff. That's awesome. So are we going to see you in about a year? Are you going to report back and say, I needed more money, my mask didn't work so good? Or we want you to come back and tell us how it's going, okay?
Okay.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll spend it all in one place, and don't leave yet because I got to take a picture, okay? Okay.
That's a pretty good Luis Ariz right there, number 2.
Coming up third with a combination of power and precision, where he recently took part in a mentorship program, volunteering several times a week with elementary school students from Twin Oaks High School, Ricardo Cardenas.
Some of us are slower than others. All right, Ricardo.
Hello.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'll tell you what, I'll start, Ricardo, and just share with you what I thought about your application. You've demonstrated a great level of determination and resiliency in overcoming personal and academic challenges to become the promising student that you are today. The letter from your counselor at Twin Oaks showed the scholarship committee that you are a quiet leader, dedicated to doing your best in school and athletics, leading by example, and always willing to help out your classmates. Leadership by example is the most powerful kind of leadership. We are thrilled to support you in your next step at Palomar College, and we hope this scholarship will provide some incentive to learn more about the water industry. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Chris for everything. Thank you guys for approving my scholarship, and really hope for continuing the Vallecitos Water District.
Thank you. Congratulations. Comments? We'll start over here with Director Boyd Hodgson.
Congratulations. You're our first scholarship winner from Twin Oaks. So congratulations. We're so happy that you won the scholarship. And just for everyone to be aware, you can reapply for this scholarship. You can reapply next year. So we hope that we see some of you back to apply to continue your studies.
Thank you. Good
Thank
job.
you so much.
Anybody else?
Congratulations, keep up the good work. I know there's an opportunity for you here in the water industry, and there's some great benefits and some great perks, so think about it hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Leffler, anything to add?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that congratulations to you and to all the applicants. I've been in the water business for going on 39 years and still learning, so consider it for your career.
Yep. And you might have the same questions and comments from all of us, so I have the same one. Where are you going to spend the money, and I want to see you back?
Well, I'm going to use it for tools for my mechanic career.
Nice.
So, yeah, I eventually want to start like my own little business or like a little shop.
What's the first tool you're going to buy?
Probably my wrenches.
Tools are important, and you've got
Yeah.
a good tool and a smile right there. You got a great smile. It's a good tool. So congratulations, and look forward to hearing back from you after some education and some other searching out as a youth. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. That's a many.
Sharing with Ricardo that we have two mechanics here, so
Yeah.
hoping he pays attention to that, and then also maybe takes some classes in water while he's out at Palomar.
Nice.
Ricardo, there's your check, that's all yours. You gotta stay, I need to take a picture, okay?
Banks are closed anyways. You can't go straight to the bank.
Okay, in the cleanup spot. Looking to have a career in human resources for a water district, and he just completed his bachelor's degree from Cal State San Marcos. Give it up for Kai Leffler.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you want me to give the speech?
Yeah,
first?
go ahead. It worked pretty good with her sharing things first. You want to go ahead and do that?
Break the ice first.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's a good lead-in. and then we
Okay,
can-
sure. So, Kai, your desire to serve your community is very inspiring. In your essay, I appreciated that you discussed your parents' belief that education is the foundation of opportunity. It's admirable that you're honoring their values by directing your career towards serving your community, and that you recognize that working at a water agency is one of the highest forms of serving your community. Congratulations on being the first member of your family to earn a college degree. That's an amazing accomplishment, and I'm so proud that Vallecitos was able to support you in this endeavor. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's your lead-in for your comments.
Perfect, thank you. I won't make this too long, but first and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity. I don't believe I would be anything without him. I want to thank the board of directors for taking my essay as serious as possible and finding the true worth of what it means to recruit quality people. I feel that most and foremost, the most important part of team leading and team development is the people that you put around and how you develop them. So I want to thank you very much for seeing that and giving me this opportunity, as well as Chris being there to support me in all the information that I need, all the resources, and everything else that I need. I want to thank my parents as well for the opportunity that they continue to push me towards higher education. Even after this, I don't plan on stopping. So I just want to thank everybody here.
Great. Hey, thank you. Good job. Director Boyd Hodgson?
Congratulations,
Thank you.
and especially congratulations on being the first generation college graduate. That's fantastic, and that's part of what we aim to support here. We want to make sure that we are encouraging folks in a social, mobile way, and we're really proud of you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Director Hernandez?
Well, congratulations. I look forward to seeing what your future brings to you, and what do you plan to do in the near future?
I definitely want to build a stable career, find a company just like Vallecitos that builds on a great foundation, whether it be in the water district or a workplace that cultivates great hard work. That's where I want to find myself in.
Well, you'd be a welcome employee to this organization.
Thank you. I might take you up on that.
There you go. Director Leffler.
Yeah, congratulations and best wishes in your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, yeah. And I have the same question. I don't know if you're buying any tools, but I don't know. What are you going to do with scholarship money?
So not a lot of tools in human resources except for laptops, but I plan on paying off the rest of my debt. My family has been really focused on getting out of college debt-free. It's a very challenging but definitely attainable goal that they've put in front of me, that I want to use this money to get out of that pit of debt.
Thank you. You're a very impressive young man. And do you know Denise? I told her she wouldn't have to speak, but you guys have probably talked.
We've talked a few times. I got to interview her one time for a Business 300 class, and it was an amazing experience. One of the reasons why I stayed so close to Vallecitos.
Oh, wow. She's a good mentor. She's awesome. Well, thank you and congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
I gotta get these ready this time.
Okay, up fifth, keeping the rally going from Palomar College with a special interest in water use efficiency and public affairs, Carolina Lopez.
Congratulations. This has been going pretty good with Director Kirschbaum leading off.
Okay. That way we get a little background on the applicants. But,
exactly.
Carolina, you have such a great story about first earning your degree in sociology from UCSB and then later getting inspired to enter the water industry after working for the city of Oceanside. The constant that you've had in your educational career is the desire to help others and make a positive impact in your community. You're exactly the kind of ambitious and passionate professional that we seek to hire at Vallecitos and other water agencies throughout the county. We're so happy to support you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Comments?
I'll just take a moment to say thank you to the board for believing in me, funding my education, and believing in a bright future. I really appreciate it. It means the world.
Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So congratulations, and it's great to know that you worked for the city of Oceanside. You know, I'm sure we're going to be looking for some new hires soon, so I encourage you to think about that.
Are you retiring pretty soon, Chris?
Lisa is, and I've already connected the two of them.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, because you know, we are an award-winning water agency for our public affairs and government affairs and outreach and marketing, and I encourage you to keep talking to Chris because there might be an opportunity for you.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you.
Director.
Yes, congratulations. Look forward to perhaps seeing you here over in the gallery here with the other team members. So keep in touch. Good luck, and we'll see you when you get here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations. I hope you consider Vallecitos Water District.
Oh, absolutely.
So I had the same question. You've done some schooling, and what else? Where are you going to spend the scholarship money?
So I'm planning on finishing up my Certificate of Achievement in Water Tech at Palomar. So that'll go towards, I did 5 courses last semester while working 40 hours, so that might not be ideal. But I'll probably do another 3 courses, 2 courses, and then I'm planning on getting my AWWA practitioner certification by the end of the summer, so that'll go towards the exam, as well as my distribution grade 2 certificate also, hopefully by the end of the summer.
Great. You have some lofty goals. That's awesome. Congratulations. Well, thank you.
I just wanted to add a quick comment, if I could, as well. So the Palomar tuition for like a full-time student, tuition before books, I think if I read the essays correctly, or the financial, is about $900 for an academic year. So I feel like I am really proud to be providing this $2,000 scholarship, because especially for community college students, we're providing basically all their tuition for a year, plus books and exams, tools, things like that. So I feel like this is making an impact in the students, and I think it's a great partnership that we have with Palomar College. So,
well said. Thank you. We're going where now? We 5th?
This
We down
is
to Gavin Sheets?
sixth in the batting order without my leadoff hitter, so.
Okay, gotcha.
Up sixth, our last of our Vallecitos scholarship winners who plans on majoring in mathematics and environmental policy from San Marcos High School, Brady Minger.
Hey, Brady, how are you? Hey, welcome.
I'm good, how are you?
She's going to lead you out because she always
Okay.
gives us a little background.
Perfect.
Hi, Brady. We had the chance to chat at the San Marcos High School Scholarship Morning, and I was impressed with your essay, but I was even more impressed after speaking with you. You have a real intellectual curiosity for solving problems in our natural environment. The initiative you took to research the effects of Tijuana River pollution on San Diego beaches was very impressive, and I hope this scholarship provides motivation to continue to take the initiative to solve difficult environmental problems. Perhaps one of the biggest problems we have is how do we continue providing clean, safe, and affordable water to our growing population in the face of climate change, in the face of a changing economy. So I hope you'll consider that as you move on in your educational career, but we're really, really happy to support you. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And with that,
I'd first like to start off by thanking all the board members. You guys were very kind, and thank you for choosing me as a recipient of the scholarship. Thank you for the kind words about my application. I think that choosing the Tijuana River pollution as my project for AP research really benefited me as a person to kind of see my community as a whole. And it's kind of developed my love for the environment. And I've been wanting to switch my major into like environmental engineering because I'm going to Berkeley next year, and if you didn't know, Berkeley is really good with environmental engineering, and I think a degree in that will kind of help me in the future a lot.
thank you. Well said.
Thank you.
Yes, Director Boyd Hutchins.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We can't wait to see what you will do next. I hope that you do switch your major. We need a lot of bright minds thinking about some of these really tough challenges to solve climate change. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, and excellent major to pursue. We definitely need, that Tijuana River is just an embarrassment for both countries, and the sooner they can get that figured out will be better, and you're the person to help solve that problem.
Thank you.
It's a lot of pressure.
Director Leffler.
Yeah, congratulations, Brady. and-
Thank you.
And best wishes at Berkeley and beyond.
Thank you, thank you.
Exactly. Same question, but also get educated in Northern California and then come work back in Southern California.
Yeah.
And then what, I don't know how much 2000 is going to go in Berkeley, but what are you going to use the money for?
I'm going to be putting that into like a high yield savings account along with my other scholarship and some graduation gifts. And I'll let that appreciate for a couple of years and use it in education beyond college.
Nice. You are a money man, huh? Yeah, you know Wes over here?
Now I do.
Yeah, he's our money guy. He talks like you do. You guys talk about high yield stuff. Well, thank you and congratulations. And yeah, we truly wish you the best of luck.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Chris, do you want to get a photo with the board?
Yeah, I would like board members, if you come down into the bullpen, and we got 5 and 5, so board members in the back and then students in the front, I think. And we'll put the scholarship check. Students will hold it, so come on up. Yeah, have somebody hold that. Right? Okay, so Karen in the window. Angel maybe right there. And then Brady, you're tall. Kai, you're tall. Windows, there you go. Windows, 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 windows. That looks good.
You guys are tall, man.
Right?
It's in the water.
You guys on
Okay.
It's in water. Keep drinking that water.
Can we maybe help hold it too? Oh, you know what? Let's do it like this. Parents, your turn. So, go ahead. Scoot up, get up there. Get your shot. Like 20. I need that 21st. Got looking at like the stuff on the floor, and it's the confetti, the streamers. Okay, super. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Brady.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much. Scholarship winners, I am next up on the agenda, so I have to stay here and present. Now, you're welcome to stay.
Yeah.
But you don't have to stay. You're also welcome to get your check and go.
Pressure
Go out, have a nice dinner, whatever works for you.
Chris, does that go for me too, or?
Trouble baby Steve.
I don't know, I'm excited to hear, I mean, he's got that bow tie on, so he's got some type of presentation.
Or you're
That
actually,
was
Chris,
it. I'm not wearing the bow tie for water supply updates.
you won't be able to answer it.
Oh, okay, all
So
right.
you have a couple minutes.
I do, all right.
You do have a couple minutes, so, so we will see about Lindsay, maybe after the meeting or later on.
Just, if she's still coming, so.
Okay. We'll make room for her. Whenever she arrives, let us know if we don't, she sneaks in somewhere. Moving on, consent items. Congratulations, that was neat.
That was
Just a neat,
really fun.
yeah, and thank you for the lead-in. Good job. That was good background. Okay. Consent items. May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented, or if you'd like to discuss any item, let us know.
I would like to pull one item from the consent calendar, Mr. President.
Yes, which one?
The 2.5 water quality report.
Okay. 2.4, anybody else have any items they want to pull? So can we talk about that now before we approve, correct? Can we approve everything except 2.5?
Yeah.
So can we have a motion to approve everything on the consent calendar with exception of 2.5?
So moved.
Moved by Director Boyd Hutchins,
Second.
seconded by Director Kirschbaum. Please vote. Motion passes. Thank you so much. And with that, can we talk about the item 2.5 now?
Item 2.5, which is our annual consumer confidence or water quality report. And
Yep.
I've talked to Eric to give a brief overview and presentation and hopefully answer some questions the board may have.
Okay, thank you, Eric.
Good evening, directors. I'm here to present the 2024 Consumer Confidence Report, a document that reflects the Vallecitos Water District's continued commitment to providing safe, high-quality drinking water to our community. The annual report is required by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the State Water Resources Control Board, and gives our customers a transparent, detailed look at the water they drink. Every day, it's not just a regulatory formality. It's an important opportunity to inform, educate, and build trust with the people we serve. So what's in the report? Okay. To start, the CCR outlines sources of drinking water. In 2024, Vallecitos supplied water from a blend of imported and desalinated sources, including from the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta, the Colorado River, and the Claude Bud-Lewis desalination plant in Carlsbad. The desalination plant is one of the largest in the Western Hemisphere and removes virtually all salt and contaminants, delivering water of exceptional quality. This combination of sources improves reliability, especially in times of drought or regulatory restrictions, and ensures we maintain resilience in our supply. The report also contains extensive data on the quality of our water based on over 1,500 samples and 150 types of tests performed throughout 2024. The tests were conducted by Vallecitos, our wholesale providers, the San Diego County Water Authority, Metropolitan Water District, and partners like the City of Oceanside and Olivenheim Municipal Water District. The good news, our water met or exceeded all state and federal drinking water standards for public health, taste, and appearance. Every test result, from microbiological samples to disinfection byproducts, confirmed that our water remains safe, clean, and reliable. Also included in the report is information on potential contaminants. Oh, sorry, okay. Both natural and man-made, and how those are regulated and treated. It explains why some substances can be present at trace levels and how we work to eliminate and minimize risk, especially for sensitive populations like infants, seniors, and people with compromised immune systems. Importantly, this year's CCR also reinforces our transparency. You'll find detailed tables of water quality results, clear definitions of technical terms, public health guidance, and contact information for further questions or language assistance. We want our customers to not only feel confident about their water, but to understand, there we go, to understand the CCR is part of how we earn and maintain their confidence. In closing, I'd like to thank our dedicated staff for their tireless efforts in maintaining our high standards, and the board of directors and the community partners. Your leadership and support and advocacy for infrastructure and our water quality investments continue to make a lasting difference. Water is one of our most essential services, and thanks to our rigorous treatment, careful monitoring, and responsible management, we are proud to deliver it with excellence every day. And with that, I'll take any questions you may have.
Thank you, Eric, for that report. Appreciate it. Questions?
Thank you very much. Thank you for the explanation. I really wanted to pull this off of the consent calendar because when I was campaigning for this position, so many community members, when I would knock on their door, would ask me, is our water safe? How do I know it's safe? And so I would often point them to this yearly report that's done. But I think it's worth kind of discussing it and explaining where everything comes from. So I appreciate that explanation. I have a couple of questions. So the table this whole packet goes to all of our customers, is that right? Or no?
It is on July 1st, it'll be made available to all of our customers. We print out about 40 to 50 copies and keep them here so they can pick them up if they want. But we don't mail it out to every customer. It's in their bill packets. They'll get saying that it's available on the website, that they can get it there, download it, or come here and pick it up.
Okay.
And we do a little bit of social media advertising that it's available also. So it's available for anybody who wants it, and we definitely advertise that. We encourage people to see it. It's nothing but good news. We want to advertise it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the chart that I'm looking at right now, is this our average of all of the tests over the course of a year? Or what are these values representing?
Okay, so there's a few charts on here. Only one of them are actually tests that Vallecitos performed. As mentioned, a lot of our partners, San Diego County Water Authority, Livenheim, Oceanside, Metropolitan, they provide a lot of data and input, and a lot of these tables are their test results. So this one specifically is test results from our partners, or our wholesalers, I guess you would say. And it goes through and tells you what was being tested for, the maximum contaminant level, and the range that is acceptable, and then also the source that the test was taken. So for example, the total coliform, which is it's a test that is used at coliform is an indicator bacteria. It's used when we test for it. It's testing for if it pops up, it's saying that there's possibly disease-causing bacteria in the water, and it's easy to test for, so that's why it's used. That is when you run the water test for that comes up as present or absent. And so when you see here, it says ND, that's non-detectable, and it goes through all of the other sources that way. Is there any specific ones you would like to
So
point out?
on this chart in particular, when we have the treatment plant effluents, does that mean that the treatment plant in that column is the one doing the testing? Or okay, that makes sense. And then so ND is non-detect. What does NR mean?
I just had that up myself. So
okay.
NR is not reported.
So does that mean they're not testing for that if they're not reporting it?
No, it's mandatory for them to test for it.
But they just didn't
systems.
report what the result was.
I can't speak to that part. I know every water system has to provide. We go through weekly coliform bacteria testing. There's, number of samples, and it's based off of all the zones in your system, and it's a specific number that's set by the state that we have to produce.
Okay. It seems like a Livenhain is just not reporting. I mean, you look down that whole column, it seems like they're NR on almost every single test.
There's also, and it might be a little different, because the Livenhain uses microfiltration and nanofiltration, a little different technology, and there's different testing requirements based on your treatment process.
I see,
I don't know
okay.
if that's the actual reason though, but that, I know that there is a difference based on, so they're not using more of a traditional process, they're using more micro nanofiltration, and basically submerged membranes. Filtration is what they're doing. So
Well, and I mean, if that were the case, you would think that the Carlsbad D-cell plant would have NR as well, because they have a different process than, like, for example, Skinner or Twin Oaks. So maybe that's something we can follow up on with the Livenhain.
Sure.
And the other question I had for you, Eric, is you mentioned that our water passes all taste and appearance standards. Is that from the EPA? Taste and appearance standards, or because I thought EPA is just like health standards, right? So taste and appearance, where do those standards come from?
Those are the secondary contaminant standards.
Okay.
Maximum contaminant level standards. So those are set by the State Water Resources Control Board and the EPA.
Okay, and we're passing all of that. Okay. Okay. Sorry to take over.
No, great question.
I had a
Chris Baum, that's great, yeah.
I had a quick question. What part of our system is supplied by Oceanside and the waste treatment plant?
That connection it's not used all the time. But that connection would be, it could feed over in the Mountain Bell area of our system, so that would be over by the strawberry fields where that connection would be, as that'd be Val 8, where that connection would be active.
Director, the Water Authority has what they call the crossover pipe. Some people call it the tri-agency pipe that moves into Oceanside from the main aqueducts, goes from the aqueducts west to serve that area. The Weiss plant, which is Oceanside's plant, has a contractual connection. They connect in and feed water into that. So the water in that pipe, if we take water from that area, has a blend. And any water source that puts water into where we take out must be reported.
Okay, I learn something new every day. Thanks.
Like you said earlier,
Yeah.
it's true. You had a comment?
Yes.
Question?
Thank you for presenting this. I think this is such a tremendous opportunity for us to educate the public. And so anytime if we have something that's a little unclear, like what does non-reported mean, let's try to figure that out so that there's no room for speculation or causes for alarm. One of the things that I've been asked repeatedly is about PFAS in our water. And, I typically explain that that's usually found in groundwater, and we don't have a lot of groundwater. But do we have anything in this report explicitly saying that we are cleared of PFAS in our water?
No, PFAS is a completely separate issue and again, the PFAS contaminant levels in our county, especially since we don't have any groundwater source of Vallecitos, and most of our water sources are very low in groundwater, is in what they consider below the required contaminant levels. However, that being said, there's a robust discussion with the general managers and the county water authority on where the right place to start testing for PFAS and how to keep basically on top of the new PFAS regulations. I suspect over time PFAS will make its way into the water quality report, but right now it isn't, and it's going through both state and regulatory review, as well as discussions between general managers and the water authority.
Would it be possible to just add a blurb, just educating that PFAS is historically a groundwater, PFAS contamination is historically a groundwater phenomenon, and we don't have a lot of groundwater, just to try to, within legal parameters, of course, but just to try to help explain. Because if it's not mentioned, then it introduces potential alarm, and people are very concerned about that.
And that is an excellent point. That actually discussion was about probably 3-4 months ago with the MAM, with the Water Authority. since we don't have a lot of groundwater sources, and the Water Authority is still considering that. They're the source agency, and where the responsibility lies is still, it's a little bit squishy on who should take that first step in responsibility. PFAS has been detected in our water source up in LA, and some of it coming down from Northern California because of the blend, but it's such low levels, it's parts per trillion, parts per tens of trillion, and at this point, the Water Authority and the member agencies aren't really willing to make a statement because we cannot say that PFAS is not in the water source because we don't know where it came from. The expectation, common sense says there's a little bit of groundwater that gets into the system, and it's just a minute amount, and therefore there could be some detax.
Thank you.
So could I just add on to Director Boyd Hodgson's comments? Okay, before 2024, the EPA didn't have any standard for the maximum amount of PFAS in drinking water. Now they do. Now they have a standard that says if you're above whatever parts per million, then that's technically unsafe. So, I mean, it sounds like we're pretty confident that we would be well below these EPA published standards. And this might be a proposal for a future agenda item, but I wonder if we could discuss in a future meeting, maybe we test our water for PFAS, because it could be that we're so far below what the EPA MCL is that we can say, okay, now we can really provide that reassurance to our customers that we don't have any dangerous levels of PFAS in our water.
And that's definitely something we can consider and budget for. Right now, the PFAS testing requirements kind of fall upon the treatment plants. We don't own any treatment plant or operate any treatment plants. So that's kind of where Vallecitos is taking its traditional position on looking at the treatment plants and their requirement, which is also coming down through the EPA of what their testing requirements are. However, we have seeked out some grants in the past and in the future to maybe get some money to do independent PFAS testing. At this time, there's no plans for that, but it's something that we've discussed.
So, is this something that we could put on a future agenda item to kind of discuss a little bit further about possibly doing some independent testing?
Yeah, the board has full right to do that if that's the wish, but right now, there's no requirement for us to do so.
Right.
And that responsibility is just borne on top of it's borne at the agencies that have the treatment plants.
I think it's worth discussing, so I would just move that we put it on a future agenda item to discuss doing independent testing for PFAS in our water.
Point of order, maybe raise that at the end of the meeting during
sorry.
the time, and if someone seconds, then.
Okay. Thank you.
Were you going to comment on that, Jim?
No, I wasn't. I was just going to suggest maybe it can be one of the council reports relative to the requirements for PFAS testing, because it's fairly complicated. I mean, it's not limited to groundwater, but because they found in surface water reservoirs, et cetera, because it's in the atmosphere, it's everywhere. But to have some PFAS education brought in relative to this, and then explaining, how other retail providers are addressing it, and obviously you have a PR concern that we want to tell all of our consumers that it's not an issue here at Vallecitos. So,
Thank you. Thank you. We can address that at the end of the meeting as well. Any other comments? Good comments, good questions. Appreciate it. Good discussion. You had a comment?
No, I was going to move approval of 2.5.
We've got a motion to move by Director Elitharp. I'll second that. For approving 2.5 water quality report. Does there have to be an approval on it? Second, please vote. Motion passes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric.
Good discussion. Thank you. Moving on to action items. Water supply update. This is our one and only Chris Robbins.
Yeah, this is a quarterly update that Chris provides, and so the board's seen this before, but we'll see where we stand on the water year so far.
Thank you, General Manager. California's 24-25 winter delivered above average snowpack, provided a lot of relief to the reservoirs, helped replenish groundwater supplies. But on the broader western states issue, still a lot of trouble with the Colorado River due to ongoing issues in that specific area. The U.S. Drought Monitor, you just saw it for the western states, but California is actually looking better than it has in recent years, where not the whole state is stuck in a complete drought status. I think most of you will remember a few years ago where the color of this California Drought Monitor, was almost that purplish color, where it was all over the state, and it was just kind of, catastrophically bad. So we've had basically 3 years or 3 winters of above average precipitation. So that is some good news. 8 station Sierra Index, you can see it's above the average at this point. So snowpack was 106% as of June 10th of 2025. So, positive information for the state itself. Reservoir storage, you can look at Oroville right there, 99%. That's really, really, really good news. San Luis at 60%. And then Shasta Lake showing 90% there. So good stats on all the reservoirs, and we're still in spring. We haven't hit summer yet, so there's still going to be some snow melt coming down. Colorado River, this one's the not so good story. As of June 15th, the upper basin precipitation's 86%, so that's not a good story. Lake Mead, I think the last time I presented on this, President PENNOCK was out there showing us Lake Powell, and it was down just like this picture of Lake Mead here. So.
I'll look at it next. I'll be there next week again, so I'll check it out.
Okay, snap me a photo.
I will do that.
Lake Mead at 31% and Lake Powell at 34%. So, you can see the significant amount that it's down in this specific photograph. 3-month temperature outlook, we're above average on what's being projected by NOAA, and then precipitation, just equal chances. So not a whole expected lot of precipitation through June, July, and August, but that's to be expected. The recommendation or the strategic plan, this is part of our tactical initiatives. It's focus area number 6, environmental stewardship. The recommendation is just that the district and the board support ongoing negotiations for a Colorado River agreement that balances the seniority rights with sustainability. I will be back in September with an update on additional information on water supplies at that point, and I'll take any questions.
Thank you. Questions? I would just like a little bit more explanation on the agreement. I mean, when you say ongoing negotiations, who's doing the negotiating?
Multiple individuals.
Has this been going on for years and years and years?
I can probably help out.
Yeah.
So there's multiple negotiations going on. There's the upper basin and the lower basin states are negotiating on water rights and splitting water rights between what they have historically taken compared to what they have the rights to, compared to what they have the future rights to as far as cuts. Upper basins are basically saying we're not willing to make cuts. Lower basins saying we're willing to take the majority of the cuts, but we need the upper basin to make some cuts. And they have legitimate arguments. So the upper basin states are growing, and they need the water for the growth. And historically, they've never taken their full allocation.
So this is the 7 western states?
Yeah, and then within the lower basin, there's negotiations between the lower basin states, mainly California and Arizona. Nevada's in there too, but mainly between those two on the amount of cuts and rights to the water. And then within California, there's priority negotiations between all the I forgot, the senior priority rights within California on who needs to take cuts, how much, and what those rights are. All three negotiations are happening at the same time.
I mean, are these a bunch of attorneys? Don't take this the wrong way. In a room hashing it out? Is this tribal leaders? What's this, I mean, who's?
Oh, and yes, the
whose
tribes,
voice-
the
whose
tribes
voice?
are involved also.
That's what
No,
I
it's,
thought.
the federal government is basically telling the states, come up with a plan to accept. And they've extended the timeline a few times, but they basically are coming back and forth from the states and said, hey, you need to come up with a plan for us to review, or else we're going to implement a plan for you. And that's, in essence, what it is. There are senior officials from the U.S. Bureau that are leading up, kind of facilitating the negotiation, and each agency that's involved. So, in other words, Metropolitan, City of Needles, you know, Coachella, you know, and state of Arizona have representatives there. I'm not at the
Interesting.
table. I mean, we're close.
All right, no. I mean, I want to see how I'm going to support ongoing negotiations. To me, that just means, yeah, I don't know if we're going to, it's just ongoing. We're supporting ongoing legal fees.
What does support mean? Like we're just providing data from our agency
And
to?
especially if there's legislation that comes through that we balance those two items. You know, that we have some seniority but we also understand the sustainability issues. So there's no specific motion that I'm asking for the board. I just wanted to make sure I did point that out.
No, and I'm glad you did, because that's, yeah, something I will look into. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had one question on the, you said Lake Mead was 31%. Do we know what the numbers were for like 2024 and then 2023? Is it going down or staying the same?
For quite some time, it's been in this 30% zone. So
Okay.
it has kind of wiggled a little bit as, you know, flows increase and snow melt and so forth. But I can't remember the last time I saw it where it was over 40%.
So the Colorado system is vast compared to the California system. Storage in the California system, we could live and die, 1 year be in a drought, the next year be flushed with water, no pun intended. But in the Colorado system, there's something to the effect of 8 years of storage if those reservoirs are full. And so it could survive several bad years. But the only problem is it takes multiple plus, you know, over 100% years to restore that. And we have not seen that. I don't know when the last time the Colorado system has had any number that's approaching 100 or greater than 100% of the expected precipitation. So.
Thank you for the water supply update. Any other comments, questions? So do we need a motion to pass? We don't need a motion, okay. Thank you for that information. But before you get off the hot seat, we had a guest walk in while you were doing your report, I think. Is this Lindsay? Yes. Okay, Christy, I'm going to turn it right back over to you.
This is Lindsay. I'm so happy to see you, and I'm so sorry about the traffic. All right, leading off for the Vallecitos scholarships, setting the table, Palomar student and successful intern with Vallecitos during the recent spring semester, Lindsay Pratel.
Do you have something on her? I do. So congratulations. Before you lead off and make a comment, we want to know more about you, and Director Kirschbaum has a nice little intro for you.
Yes. So, hi, Lindsay. Hi. I'm so glad you could make it. We have heard so many wonderful things about you as our current intern, and I'm thrilled to hear that you're pursuing your degree in civil engineering. You have excelled in your classes at Palomar and in your internship here. I'm sure you will continue to excel as a student at Cal State San Marcos, and we truly hope you consider coming back to Vallecitos as a full-time employee upon earning your degree. We're thrilled to support your journey with this scholarship. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good job. And with that, we'd love to hear some comments from you.
Well, shoot, I gotta re-prepare. That was so nice. Goodness, oh, thank you.
Well, you earned it, so
we just want to
take
know
it
your
in.
interactions with Chris and how he's.
Yeah, so take a minute, but you earned it.
Yeah.
Wonderful seeing everyone again. I know last time you guys saw me, I was in field clothes, so might look a little different, but
You look great.
thank you. Great to see everyone again. I wanted to thank everyone for treating me so wonderfully during my internship. I had such an amazing time, and I really learned so much, and I had so many opportunities to grow from the different employees there, so thank you guys, really appreciate it. Also, it was just a lot of fun. And absolutely, to follow up on your super nice letter, I would absolutely love to come back here after I finish and get my degree. So I'm 100% going to keep that in mind because I loved it here when I was an intern. I even came back to come to you guys' barbecue, so it was awesome.
That's great. Well, congratulations.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
And a comment from Director Boyd-Hutchins? Yeah.
So congratulations, and we're thrilled for you. And we really, this is the way it's supposed to work. You get exposure. We give you some money. You go get your education. You kind of did it in reverse, but you've done an internship, so you've gotten exposure to the company or to the culture and the positions, and you have an idea of what you want to do. And we do hope that you end up back here and sort of complete the circle. That would be great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Director Hernandez?
Congratulations and continue the good work, and we hope to see you over in the gallery over here in months and years to come.
I'm on it.
Congratulations, congratulations, Lindsay. And did I hear somebody say civil engineering?
Yes.
Great choice. From a couple civil engineers here.
I'm surrounded.
Excellent choice, excellent choice.
That's what I noticed, and it was partial in my decision making. I was like, a lot of people empower civil engineers here.
Our general manager as well.
And the world could always use more civil engineers.
Oh, always. Congratulations.
Less accountants, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Or attorneys. I mean, never mind.
Oh, 2 attorney jokes in one meeting.
Too many. So with that, though, we've got another scholarship recipient back here, Carolina. I don't know if you guys met. No, you can stay right there. I just wanted you guys to, she received as well. I asked her the same question. I mean, you're receiving some scholarship money of a few $1,000s. Where's that going?
Well, originally it was going to go to textbooks, but my computer is dying. So it might go to a computer.
Oh, there you go.
That's great.
Well,
Use that.
there you
It's
go.
the perfect timing,
You're going
really.
electronic over paper.
It will be used a little bit more, so.
Well, congratulations, truly. And we love to have you back, like I mentioned, whether it's as an employee or just to come back and report and see how you're doing at any board meeting.
Yeah,
You're always
maybe
welcome.
I'll just come say hi.
Please do. Please do.
Anytime.
Congratulations.
Board President, if you can indulge me for just a second. So Lindsay in her internship did some things that were just terrific. She asked me to visit different sites again, which was a little unusual. She kind of took the steering wheel and said, can I go do this again? And can I go to another location? And can I, this is the thing I'm really interested, so can I do that twice, which was really special. She also actually got to get out there with the construction crew, and they had a main break while it was going on. And then I think maybe a valve broke.
Yeah, there were 3 main breaks, and a valve broke as well, which did not make them too happy with me because the Monday before I was like, man, I really hope something happens. I'm here.
And another one that was great was, I think, collections. Justin, at one point, there wasn't, a whole bunch of activity, and I think he told his crew, get out the Vector truck or show her how it works. And so I think our staff have taken to Lindsay, some of the folks over in construction inspection, really found a connection with her, and office staff as well. She's just been a real special intern. And it really gives me a lot of pleasure to walk over and hand her this $2,000 check.
Thank you. Congrats. Did you have something else you wanted to say? You just came back up, and I thought you were going to go behind the wheel again.
Yeah, they told me to come back up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you. And you're obedient too. Wow. again, thank you for saying having fun. That's, yeah, if we're not having fun at work, then we're not doing something right, so good job.
My sister started making fun of me because I kept coming back and I was like, this is so fun. And she's like, it sounds like it's fun.
Work's not supposed to be fun. Work is supposed to be fun, so good job. Thank you. Yes, do you have a comment?
I just wanted to thank our own Chris Robbins for putting this, for really being the brains and the brawn behind this scholarship. I don't know if other board members noticed, but every single recipient that came up here, as soon as they came up, they looked at Chris and they said thank you, because he was the one that was out there recruiting students and encouraging them to apply for the scholarship. And I know that there was some students that might have had questions and he responded. So thank you, Chris, for spearheading this and really being our voice for these students.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I need one last picture. So
Okay.
You gotta get up again.
All right, you're gonna get Carolina and Lindsay?
With you, with the big fake check.
All right.
But you could drape the real check over it. Come on. That would be kind of fun. Up there.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you with
Do
it.
you want to have your sister take a picture or something?
Yeah, Ryan, get over here and take a picture.
Okay.
Congratulations, young lady.
So all board members need to kind of scoot that way because we want the
Circle
logo in the middle.
Should we have Carolina hold one side and her hold one side, maybe?
Sure, yeah. Carolina, come on up.
That way she can,
Yeah.
kind of works. Yeah, perfect. So you hold one side, there we go, windows.
So I want you both, you're in this kind of window right here. There you go. And you're in that window. And, well, that looks good.
You have to
Right?
get in here too.
Oh, I like
No,
that.
no, no.
She does steer the wheel.
This is the board's moment.
This is your guys' moment.
It's driving me nuts having all this
Is it
stuff
okay
on the
if he gets
floor.
in the
You
picture?
know?
Yeah.
I got the board's approval.
Sister wants to take a picture with you in here.
Yeah, I got the board's approval.
Here you go, you're in charge.
My blocking out. Okay,
great.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And I just bought a Dell computer, so
Oh,
they're
really?
$1,500. So I know what you mean.
Well, your timing was great, thank you. And with that, thank you to all again, and good comments. Thank you, Director Kirschbaum, for saying those nice things about Mr. Robbins there. Look at it, he's done, now he let his bow tie go. Moving on to item number 3.2, award a professional services agreement for design of the district headquarters HVAC system replacement project.
Yeah, so it's been the Chris and Eric show today. So we have both Eric and Steve up here to talk about our HVAC replacement. As the board may or may not be aware, we've been having issues with our HVAC system for quite some time, and those issues seem to be accelerating. I didn't realize how much of an acceleration there was, or how much we have to work on it, or how many outages we've had until I started talking to these two gentlemen. It became evident a couple years ago that our HVAC system was probably in need of replacement. And so we've moved this forward in the budget for replacement. And with that, let me hand it over before I speak too much and take all their items. So.
Okay. All right. Good evening again, directors. I'm here with Steve Klein. He's our maintenance services supervisor. And his group is directly responsible for maintaining the HVAC system here. And hopefully we can move this one forward and give them a bit of a break.
All right.
All right. So today we're here to provide an overview.
Hi, Carolina. Sorry.
Okay.
Onward.
You caught me off guard.
Onward and onward,
Yeah.
upward.
Today we're here to provide an overview of the HVAC replacement project for our administration and operations building. And at the end, we'll request for you to approve a professional services agreement for the design phase of this project. All right. We'll start with a general overview of the HVAC system, then we'll look at the major components that make it work. And I'll cover recent repairs that have added urgency to the project. And finally, we'll go over timeline and current progress. We'll also leave room for questions at the end. Our current HVAC system is centralized in Building E, which is it's the utility building directly across the parking lot. And it serves both buildings A and B. To give perspective, Building A is about 47,000 square feet, and Building B is about 12,000 square feet. And that's nearly 60,000 square feet combined, served by a system that is now 30 years old. And as you can see in the life expectancy chart below, we have surpassed or are at the expected useful life of much of this system. The system includes a reheat design as well, meaning we cool the air and then reheat it for temperature control, which is an older and less efficient design. And over the years, we've made piecemeal updates, such as a new tower fan in 2007 and a new building management system, or a BMS, in 2024, but the core infrastructure is well beyond its expected service life. So what are the major components of the HVAC system? Starting on the cooling side, the system includes two 72-ton chillers that continuously pump water, chilled water through the building for cooling purposes. And to add a bit of context, the average AC unit at a residential home is around 3 to 4 tons. It has 4 air handlers that are responsible for distributing air throughout the building, over 65 variable air volume units. These units are the zone control for our system, and each is supposed to be adjustable and to provide desired temperature controls for the occupants. We also have a large EVAPCO cooling tower that pre-cools the water before it enters the chiller units. And it also has a network of condenser and chilled water loops that run above our heads. Each of these components is critical in aging. The chillers and air handlers in particular are the backbone of our system, and replacement parts are becoming harder to source, and repairs are growing in both cost and frequency. Sorry.
That's right. Don't let Chris interrupt you.
Moving on to the heating side, we have a 1.2 million BTU boiler supported by 2 5-horsepower hot water pumps and VAV heating coils distributed throughout both buildings. This part of the system shares similar concerns: age, efficiency loss, risk of failure, and the hot water loop is a major concern, especially given the recent leaks we've had, which we'll cover very shortly. In 2024 alone, we've had to replace a major coil repair on VAV 60. We've replaced chilled water valve. We've had the chilled water valve replacements on all the air handlers. We've replaced multiple leaks in the hot water loop and a boiler pump repair. You want to talk about some of these?
You gotta push the button.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so on the top left, we have Craig Durbin in there digging on our hot water line. These lines are encased and super hard to find leaks. Even our own locators and construction crew could not find the leaks. So we had the hot water shut off for a few days before we could get somebody out here to sound the line, pushing air through it. We tried to do it ourselves, couldn't find it. That was a major one. The picture on the top right was this corner up here. I don't know if anybody, we tried to get to it really quick. It actually flooded the room next to us, damaging some of the drywall, and luckily did not go onto the new ceiling tiles, which was actually a good save. Somebody heard it right away, so we made it. If that would have happened on the weekend, that would have been a lot worse. Bottom left is a slip coupling, which our HVAC guys haven't seen in forever. Everything is soldered, we're brazed now, and we found 3 leaks at the time in our hot water loop, just out of those couplings. The one next to it, bottom middle, is just more of the hot water line that we exposed to try to find the leaks. And then the one on the right is our water ops, we call it
Control room.
Control room. That was a bad one. Same thing, we had a guy show up randomly on the weekend to do his rounds and saw that the roof was leaking. It flooded the entire building right there. We no longer leave our hot water loop on after hours, so we shut it off every day manually, turn it back on in the morning.
Thank you, Steve.
Yep.
Since 2021, we've averaged over 20 service calls per year and spent $160,000 on repairs. These aren't just nuisance repairs. They lead to uncomfortable conditions for staff, interrupt operations, as you can see by the water ops picture there, and have a cumulative cost impact and highlight the need for replacement over continued repair. The cost for repairs could be much higher as we have delayed many repairs due to this project moving forward. And I have to apologize that wasn't overlapped an hour ago. All right, so in 2022, NV5 conducted a thorough energy audit. Out of the most eye-opening findings was that 58% of our total electricity usage for the building went to the heating and ventilation system. And that's more than half of our energy consumption for headquarters. And one of their findings was if we were to replace the HVAC system, like for like, which means same style, chilled water and hot water running through the building, with newer components but similar ones, we would reduce our HVAC energy usage by 30.6%, which translates to a total building-wide reduction energy usage of 17%. If we install a VRF system, which is a variable refrigerant flow system, the savings could jump to 36.5%, and the new unit would only use 36.8% of the building's electricity. In carbon terms, that's a reduction of nearly 500 metric tons of CO2 equivalent, or equal to taking 118 internal combustion cars off the road every year. It's a significant environmental impact. Also, as part of the 2022 audit, NV5 provided cost estimates for each replacement option. They estimated a like-for-like cost to be around $3.4 million, and a VRF system to cost around $2.9 million. And just remember that is in 2022 dollars.
What was the VRF again?
$2.9 million.
What's that mean? What's the difference?
Variable refrigerant flow.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We can describe that if you have any questions later.
You just did.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So what have we done so far? So beginning in 2022, we had NV5 complete the energy audit, which outlined options for replacement, efficiency improvements, and provided cost estimates. In 2024, we utilized Turco Consulting to help develop the RFP for system design. In 2025, we sent the project out to bid and evaluated submissions from MBN Group, NV5, and Michael Baker International. After a careful selection process, MBN Group was selected as the winning firm. Their scope will include to review and verify the energy audit recommendations. They'll have preliminary design, prepare final drawings and specifications, provide conform construction documents, and assist with construction, bid, and admin support during the construction phase of the project. Looking ahead, once board awards the contract for final design, awards this contract, the final design is expected in 2026, and construction dates are still TBD, but we anticipate work to begin soon after final design is complete. This project was identified in the 2022-2023 fiscal year with a budget of almost $3.5 million. Previous expenses to the CIP project are roughly around $49,000. With MBN Group Architects design cost coming in at $316,933, staff labor and overhead at $15,000, and a 10% contingency of roughly $31,700. Total spend on this, for this phase of the project would bring us to $412,000, leaving us a remaining balance of $3 million roughly. And in conclusion, the HVAC system is outdated, inefficient, and costly to maintain. The energy audit supports replacement from both a financial and environmental impact. We've made significant progress towards selecting the right partners, and with board approval, we'll be ready to move to the design phase of the project. And with that, staff recommends the board of directors authorize the general manager to execute a professional services agreement with MBN Group Architects for the design of district headquarters central HVAC system project in the amount of $316,933 for design services, bid, and construction phase support. And we'll welcome any questions you have.
Well, thank you both for a great presentation. Appreciate that. Comments, questions? Yes, Director Boyd.
Thank you for that presentation. And this seems like an obvious yes vote, given that it's more environmentally friendly and it's less cost overall, given what you presented. I like the slide deck template, by the way. That looks new. So thank you for shaking that up a little bit. My question is, can they speed up the process, though? It sounds like we are having some serious leakage and malfunction, and it is causing issues for staff to work under these conditions. And my question is, can they speed up the process a little bit? Because if we're not even going to get through design until next year, then it seems like there's a lot of time for more things to go wrong between now and then. So can you talk a little bit about that? Thank you.
Yeah, we can absolutely, work with MBN to get the design sped up. Construction, when it does get to that phase, will be quite a lengthy process and will involve staff relocation, possible temporary buildings or trailers out front for staff to work in, possibly staff working from home, because we'll be taking down basically the entire grid ceiling, removing all the plumbing. So it's quite an undertaking. We can work as fast as we can, but the goal is to get it right the first time as well. And I wouldn't want to rush quality over speed.
And just to add to that point, Director, we're trying to balance out getting the project done to not continue repair or an inconvenient staff, would also the proper window and when we can actually relocate staff, save on maybe some costs, because temporary trailers are not cheap. Add significant costs to the project. Can we phase this project in where we relocate staff, allow more people to work from home? So all those things are still yet to be determined.
Any other questions? Yes.
I agree with Director Boyd Hodgson. It's kind of a no-brainer yes vote. But I just had a couple questions about the RFP as it went out. Mm-hmm. So this is a two-system heating and cooling system that we're proposing, right? Like where you have a cooling system and then a heating system?
We're going to talk about a VRF.
Yeah.
Okay.
So NV5 had told us to go with a VRF, which is basically a bunch of mini splits. So you would have tons of mini splits all around. I believe it's 50.
Sorry, let me interrupt you.
Yes.
So by mini split, you mean like a heat pump, like that cools and heats? Is that what a mini split is?
Yeah, like if you were, I don't even know, like like in a hotel,
Yeah.
like a modern hotel where you just have the one little AC unit up on the wall.
Many more smaller systems that provide heating and cooling, both that only cover a small area instead of a large centralized system.
So does the heating as proposed and as it will be designed, will it use a boiler or is it just, okay, so that's great. That's really awesome to hear.
There's multiple, not to jump all around, but there's multiple options on the table. The first one, NV5 wanted us to use an electric reheat, which might not be allowed. It's got to be X amount of our energy used at the district. There's California state law about that, about using too much electric. At first they wanted to go with just a like for like, just a big giant AC, a DX unit, so like outside air brought in, like what you would see on a hotel or something like that. And over here, the VRF, that's gonna be one of the things that we're asking MBN to look into and see if those are correct, and he agrees with that assessment, or if both buildings should go with the VRF.
Okay. So my very, uneducated, non-mechanical engineer perspective is that I think it would be really great if we can go with VRF on all the buildings if there's any way. So that's just, I'll be kind of curious to see how the design moves along. I don't know if there's any other chance for the board to have input during design, or if we just wait until construction.
As we go through design, we can definitely bring it at least to the engineering and equipment committee to get updates and show how far we've gone. And then when design is complete, we can definitely do a presentation for the board to show the choices that were made, possible energy savings out of it, and estimated timeline for construction.
So, and I guess I wanted to share with my colleagues why I think the VRF is such a good idea, and that's because you're actually not using any gas to heat your boiler. It's all an electric system. So really long-term, this is the best environmental solution for our agency, especially as, obviously we're not going to be completely free of burning greenhouse gases because a lot of our electricity comes from dirty sources, but the idea is that in the future we have clean energy providing our electricity, and that we are consuming even less we're producing even less greenhouse gases. So that's kind of my opinion on the issue. So thank you. It sounds like we're working with a really great mechanical engineer and architect. So I'm glad to hear that's going that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? So my only comment is, you mentioned the hot water loop. Is that part of the same, we're doing same replacement or totally separate?
That's what we want.
Yeah.
You want to cut that out?
Correct.
Yes, the VRF system would get rid of the hot water loop.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So you would just cut that out entirely?
All of it. Just rid of
Okay,
it.
so that's part of it.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. Hot water, what do we use? Do we have a showers going on around here?
So we do have that, but the hot water loop, we cool the air, like Eric was saying, it's a reheat system, so we actually chill the air right now. That cold air, as it's coming out, hits a hot water coil that then reheats it. So it's a huge waste of energy. So we constantly run a boiler to heat, just run this loop around. We did set it to shut off at 70 degrees, but the building will actually cool itself off a little too much if we do it underneath 70 degrees, so.
So this new system would just done, we're done with those, the hot water loop, and we're, no leakage or anything that we have to worry about?
Wonderful.
Okay,
For me at
gotcha.
least.
From an insurance liability standpoint.
Yeah, we don't like hot water running through walls and leaking into drywall. That's not.
What's the piping material of the hot water loop that you had so much problem with?
The current one?
Yeah.
Copper.
Okay.
Yep.
A lot of pinholes.
A lot of it still looks good, but
Even the outside?
yeah, because it's all encased. So those pictures that we had up, there's a little bit of corrosion on it, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Like when you look at our service lines out there, they're better than a lot of our
Does it
service
have
lines.
the pipe have a coating on it?
No, well, it's encased. I don't know what the material is. that it's
Steve,
encased
maybe
in.
you could explain what the board's seeing in the green is actually encased, that has actually some insulation, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a hot water line. And so in the middle of that, kind of in that middle picture on the bottom, the dark line, is that the copper?
Yeah, that's where the couplings were. So that's the copper right there.
Yeah.
And it's just like our water line. Every 20 feet, there's a coupling.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's get rid of it.
Yes.
But don't
I'm in
even,
agreement.
copper's worth some money. You gotta dig it up and, get some, recycle that stuff.
Yeah, we got to pull it out of the walls.
That's true. We don't do that then. No, we don't do that. Thank you for the presentation. Very interesting. Any other comments, questions?
I'll move staff's recommendation.
So we have a motion to authorize general manager execute a professional service agreement with MBN Group Architects for HVAC system at 316-933 for design services bid and construction. We have a first motion by Director Eltharp. Second?
Second.
Second by Director Kirschbaum. Please vote. Motion passes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody. Other business. Where are we at here? I like using this one here. General manager report.
Yeah, just a couple items, sir. So this meeting is our first meeting that we're not using the Zoom format. We're on YouTube Live for meeting, similar to some other agencies like the Water Authority does. I've gotten already confirmations from our Chief Technical Officer that it's working perfectly. Thumbs up, yep, okay. So we'll see that format, which hopefully will be a lot smoother. The presentations go right into that format, and that'll be the format moving forward. Second thing is there'll be no board, I confirmed with President PENNOCK, no board meeting on July 2nd. I believe I have at least one board member out of town, maybe more, but I do have some staff out of town also. And then we'll reconvene at the board meeting on July 16th. But at 16th meeting, we'll have two public hearings. Both are sewer and tax roll. One is the normal IDA that is done annually, and the other item is the new for single-family home residents moving sewer to tax roll. We'll also have a closed session as a result of the ad hoc committee that we had for the hillside property. We'll be coming forward on the 16th at 4 o'clock with a closed session. So a little bit of a shutdown update. As the board may recall, we were in the middle of the 21-day shutdown, which made the fire over south of San Luis Hills a little bit more interesting for staff, considering there was only a limit in supply coming into the district, or no supply in some cases. But we went through the shutdown. The water is now currently flowing into our system, and we're starting to fill our systems back up. We went through a shutdown, still had roughly 70 million gallons of water in our system, which is great news. So between, even with the hotter weather, we were able to maintain our system and didn't have to issue any warnings or ask customers or large customers to curtail in any way. So that concludes my presentation, or my report.
Thank you, and great report on that shutdown and getting through with just high success rate. Appreciate that, thanks. District Legal Counsel.
Well, President PENNOCK, to continue your theme of attorney reduction.
I like attorneys.
I don't know if Tiffany's planning to address anything, but you know, the Water Authority and Met did reach a settlement of over 15 years of litigation. Probably the best item will be the savings on costly litigation expenses between the two parties. I haven't seen reported how much they spent over the years, but it's a boatload of money. It's really looks really positive from the reports, and I would defer to Boyd Hodgins if she's going to report on this. But
do you want him to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. That's pretty much all I was going to say.
Okay, well, both sides are saying it's going to usher in a new era of collaboration, which would be amazing for Southern California. I think one of the big benefits for the San Diego region is, you know, we're one of the few areas in the state that has an abundance of water supply based on the resiliency projects that the Water Authority has undertaken over the last couple decades, and that its members have paid for. It gives the Water Authority the ability to sell that water to others who are in need outside of the Water Authority, which is a big potential revenue enhancement. It also provides some benefits for long-needed stability on the rates, predictability for the Water Authority and for us as a result of that, based on you know, a fixed price that inflates over time between the Water Authority and Metropolitan. So really great news for Southern California Water, and some folks can start talking again to one another. They won't be on Padre or Dodger teams anymore.
No, that's fabulous news.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
anyway.
Does that mean they can also sell to Mexico? I mean, the Water Authority? Is it just within the U.S.?
It's just within the U.S., but I mean, you know, that would get to your other issue about potential transfers over on the Colorado River, because as you've probably seen, Mexico is demanding its share of the Colorado River, which in turn, if they get that, would force reductions on the distributions.
That's right, yeah.
So that's where that fits into that.
No, fabulous news. Thank you. Is that effective like immediately?
Yeah, well, the settlement is they'll dismiss the litigation, and then it will move forward implementing the agreement between the parties.
Yeah, thank you. Less attorney fees. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah,
Theme of the day.
15 years?
Theme of the day.
That's a lot of hours. All right, thank you. Appreciate that report. San Diego County Water Authority. He didn't take all your thunder, did he?
So, well, not much to add, but it is great news. And, this deal has been discussed for a couple of months that we always thought, oh, it's about to happen, it's about to happen, it's about to happen, and it finally happened. And, I love it when we stop fighting about water. I think it bodes well for the region. The next meeting is on next Thursday, so that's the big news. So I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
That's good tag team there. Thank you. Encina Wastewater.
Yes, we had a capital committee meeting this morning, and good news, we just finished our water reuse testing pilot program, which a bunch of money, $800,000 worth of in-kind service was delivered, plus the unit itself. We got a grant, and then we had to put $600,000 in out of our own funds. But what came out of that was the testing revealed that we can produce clean, recycled water far easier and quicker with less, they call them logs, which is, I finally found out what that meant. It's a measurement, a mathematical measurement, like a sine or a pi. 1 log is 90% reduction. 1.5 logs, it's 99, up and up and up, 91, then it goes all the way up to 100. So good news there. The other thing happened was we voted this morning to recommend to the full board that we keep the pilot program for nutrient removal. The state is planning within the next 4 years to come down with nutrient removal requirements for everyone in the wastewater business. Their testing is all done in colleges. We are going to be able to do it in the field, and we believe we're going to be able to reduce the requirement maybe down to zero. What they're looking at presently, the state, is the San Francisco Bay, which is far different from the ocean bite that we're in. So with that testing, we're going to have something to go before them and say, no, we've tested this and we think it's this or nothing. We have no nutrients now, or very little, if unmeasurable almost, that go into the ocean. The fish love the water that's coming out of that pipe, so they're happy. So we're going to be able to have some data, some real testing data, to be able to debate what they state and what we think we can get by with. So that was very exciting, and that was the big ticket this morning.
Thank you for the report. Appreciate it. Any standing committees?
Oh, standing committees, yes. But I won't steal our thunder for our closed session meeting, because I believe we're going to have some exciting news coming at that closed session meeting. So be here on time, ready to go, pencil in hand, and
man, that's a good trailer.
Get your checkbook ready, because we're going to make deposits.
Do we still write checks?
No, we don't. We're going to get money. So
okay.
That's the what do they call it? Trailer, the lead-in, the teaser. The teaser. That's the teaser. And I don't know if Tiffany has any more.
Do you have anything to add to that teaser?
I just don't have anything to add to anybody tonight.
We're going to ask you to go first next. Wait.
So the ad hoc committee met, and we had a very robust discussion about options with the Hillside property. How about that? I didn't give anything away. I just summed it up. How about that?
One of the things, the other committee meeting, the other meeting I went to was the Water Council lunch, which was the other day. The California Association president was there talking about avocados and, where they come from, our competitor from Mexico. But the bottom line was water. We are, we have irrigation, and everybody's on a drip system trying to save water, whereas Mexico, they get most of their water from rain. So one of the things that came out, and I'm going to pass this along to Tiffany so she can take it to the Water Authority, they're voting on eliminating the agricultural reduction, which is really going to put a foot on their on our avocado farmers. So I would like to see if we can't put a letter together with the board's approval, of course, if they all agree, to send through our representative to the Water Authority to do not eliminate the agricultural reduction.
PSAR,
Yeah,
the permanent agricultural rate.
thank you.
PSAR, yeah.
Just a lower rate for ag users.
It's a lower rate for ag users. It's in place. It's an opt-in system for ag, and the general managers have all pretty much unanimously weighed in on trying to keep that rate at this point, but it's going to the board for consideration.
Yes.
Thank you. And that was a good lead into directors' reports on meeting, conferences, and seminars. Director Hernandez, let us know.
Well-
Anybody else? Okay. No other business? Future agenda items? Did you want to bring that up now?
I think I'm going to hold on that one till our next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Did we want to put in a future agenda item, though, to discuss sending a letter from our board regarding the agricultural rates? Is that something that we would need to discuss it if?
Yeah, we could absolutely do that. The general managers have already all kind of given their opinion to staff and also to General Manager Denham at the Water Authority. So, but absolutely, if the board wishes to put a letter together, I'd be more than happy to draft it up.
Well, I think her question is you need to put it on a future board agenda so the board can give you direction on it, because it would be, it's not on the agenda. You'd have to put it on a future agenda.
Yeah, you're right, and the meeting is next Thursday, so we wouldn't be able to make it.
Oh, okay. So never mind.
Future agendas, we talked about it briefly. I don't know if it was Tiffany that brought it up. I would like to see a discussion on fluoride. I know we don't have any, we don't put fluoride in our water, it comes from somewhere else, but I'd like to get a discussion on that because the reason fluoride's in the water is because 50 years or how many years, they didn't have it in toothpaste, they didn't have another thing, so seems like it's double duty, and of course the lobbyists are all over this thing trying to keep it. But if we got maybe some information, I certainly would be better informed about what the real possibilities are.
So Director Hernandez, are you requesting just staff give an overview of fluoride in the water?
Yeah.
Okay, just informational purposes?
Well, you need a second, but yes. Do that.
Do we have a second on information on fluoride in the water? Sure. Seconded by Director Leffler.
I think we need a qualified, if we are going to talk about the impact of fluoride in the water, we need a qualified person to speak on that is perhaps a medical professional, as opposed to, we can have a talk about the history of fluoride in the water for sure, but my suspicion is that that's not the only reason why we're going to be talking about fluoride in the water. So if we are going to talk about potentially voting or putting a letter together about fluoride in the water, have it or have not, I would like to hear from someone who is a medical professional who's qualified to talk about those ramifications and those impacts, rather than us who are not medical professionals speculating about that.
Yeah, staff can only speak to the requirements, the history, and what is done currently for fluoride in the water. The staff would not be qualified to speak to the medical or the impacts of fluoride.
I think that's a grand idea. I would like to request that whoever it is, we find somebody who is not biased or being paid by a lobbyist to speak about fluoride. Lobbyists are sometimes a terrible situation in our nation, so let's find somebody who's middle road about what's really going on.
Well, just, can I clarify, because I understood the request on the future agenda item was a report information item, not as an action item. Is that the request?
Yeah, let's make it an action item, so we can do something about it.
I don't second that.
Oh, well then let's make it an information, and then maybe at that time we'll do something.
Yeah, so the item for the future agenda item would simply be an information item with the board not taking any action at that meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
Still go with the information?
Now,
Okay.
it might take us a while to find somebody that's qualified to talk about fluoride more than just at the history and the current regulations. So just please be patient, and staff will do some research on that.
That's fine.
We're not talking about that, though. This is just, the request, and the second was just for information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
But
definitely-
information from not only staff, but some medical information, is that correct?
You made the suggestion, so I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
I asked for information, and then you added, but whatever information we get, let's get it from somebody who really knows, some medical individual, and I agreed, as long as they're not, so they're a neutral individual.
Well, I hate to make this more difficult, but you're probably going to incur an expense on behalf of the district to have some professional prepared and coming here to talk to you about that. If this is just an informational history item, and then you could,
let's take
serial discussion.
Can I put in a second motion?
You
To
can. I
clarify-
would just recommend, I say we take it step by step. Let's get some information first, and then based on the information,
Yeah.
if we want to proceed to get
Information, including cost,
medical
to
profession,
have
take some
somebody
action,
come
we'll
and
do
really
that
talk
second
to us.
step. That's my recommendation. Is that all right, to do just informational only?
Information with costs associated to have a medical individual come in.
Okay, whatever information we can get on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do we have a second on that?
we're okay with that. We got a first and
Yeah.
a second for a future agenda item to talk about information on fluoride and moving forward. Any other future agenda items or comments or
I
concerns?
have a
Yes.
comment. I just want to thank Vallecitos for keeping our reservoirs full during the fire that was very, very close to my district and impacted one of my colleagues' districts. So thank you for keeping the reservoirs full, and keep up the great work. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. Good job. Any other comments? If not, meeting adjourned.
Oh.
Yeah.